Hi. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ubi ASMR. If this is your first time, I want to say thank you for checking out my channel. I don't know what it is about this video that made you click, but I'm so happy to have you here. If this is not your first time, I want to say thank you for returning and always supporting me and this channel. I appreciate you. I love you guys so much, and let us begin. Okay, so today's video is going to be me answering some of your questions. I received a few questions from some amazing subscribers, some of the family, the Ubi tribe, Ubi gang, and I'm going to be answering them. I want to thank you guys for your questions. I love the questions that you guys asked, so I'm really excited to get into it, and we're just gonna go right ahead and do that. Okay, so I wrote them down on this paper, computer paper, and if you guys want to see my handwriting, this is how it looks. I don't write that neat. I do not write that neat, but it's okay. So I'm gonna get right into it, and the first question is from Machine Gun Ken. Machine Gun Ken. Machine Gun Ken. Thank you for your question. So the first question is, what is your favorite memory growing up as a child that was funny? Okay, so I actually have a few funny memories as a child. I have a lot of cousins and I have a lot of aunts and uncles, and with that, you are always with the family, especially on my dad's side of the family. My dad's side, there was a lot of cousins and we would always hang out every weekend. But with that being said, I also have a lot of brothers and sisters, but my first brother ever to be born, because I'm the oldest of 7. My first ever brother, we are like best friends, and I have so many funny memories with him. The first and funniest memory that I have is we used to always spend the weekends at my grandma's house on my mom's side. And when we would spend time at grandma's house, we would get very creative with our playing. We didn't have a lot of toys there, so we had to kind of like do what we could with what was there. And we had really big imaginations. So one day we're playing and we're pretending, I don't know why, we're pretending that we are on our last, like we're in end times or something. And I remember my brother was like saying something about, oh, you know, we're reaching the end, like very dramatic we were. And I remember I picked up a peanut that my grandma had as like display. She had like fruits and stuff, like fake fruits, and then she had a bunch of peanuts in this like display basket on the table, on the dining table. And I picked up this peanut and I said, this is our last loaf of bread. And I opened it and I started eating the peanuts, pretending like it was our last ever meal. Now, it gets crazy because there was maggots inside of it. So, in that peanut, there were maggots growing out of it because it had been sitting there for probably what is like a lifetime in peanut years, and it was disgusting. I was so disgusted and scared, but my brother thought it was hilarious. And every time we talk on the phone, which is often, you know, every once in a while, he'll say, this is my last loaf of bread. And yeah, it's just really funny because I was a very dramatic kid. Like, I really thought I was gonna be an actress, and I guess that's why I love the role plays that I do for you guys, because these are the things that I have in my head. And I I don't know, that it's just weird, but I don't care. I love it. I love that about myself. I think that we were always just very like creative kids. We had our own imaginary land, and we would always change into different characters together, and like it was really cool, man. That's how we connected. So my best memories are with my brother. My memories with my cousins as well. We have so many. But that one is the funniest that I have. So I hope that it wasn't too weird. So the next question from Machine Gun Ken is memory of something that changed you for the better. Okay, so the memory that changed me for the better, I have to say, is my first and only time getting fired from a job. And I've never thought about it like this. And this is me on the fly, just trying to think of things, because I didn't answer the questions when I was writing them down. I wanted to give you guys me as it comes. But I want to say that that was something that was really important for me, because getting fired from my 9 to 5, it was the first job that I was making a lot of money. I was in my early 20s, and it was a corporate job. It was an insurance company, and it was in White Plains, farther than where I would have liked to work. But after getting fired, I realized that I didn't want to do that for my life. Like, that was not what I wanted for myself, and it helped me to get into working with kids. So if I hadn't lost that job, I would have never started working with kids, which is my field of work now. And I feel very blessed, because it has helped me to do so many things. Working with kids, working for the Department of Education has helped me a great deal to just be a better person, to have more patience, to have more empathy. And I didn't even think that was possible, because I have so much already. But to work with kids helps you to really love and appreciate life, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So yes, that's okay. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, so this is the last question from Machine Gun Ken, and I want to thank you so much for all of these questions. They're amazing. What made me start getting into ASMR, and how did I know my voice would be a soothing aid to the world of ASMR? I want to thank you for saying that my voice is a soothing aid to the world of ASMR. What made me start getting into ASMR is actually one of my best friend in the world. Her name is Aussie, and she is actually also an ASMR artist, and we're gonna be doing a video together on Monday. But Aussie, my best friend, she was telling me about ASMR, and it was crazy, because I told her, I was like, I experienced that. I didn't know there was a name for it. I just always thought that there was something like, I just thought I was extra sensitive to life in general, which I think I am anyway. But the way that she explained it to me, with the tingles and everything like that, I was like, holy crap. Like, I thought I was the only one. I didn't ever feel comfortable sharing with people that since I was a kid, I would watch, let's say, TV, and anytime somebody's hair was being stroked, I would feel that sensation in my own head. And for me, I thought that maybe I was just too sensitive to, things that I saw. I thought it was just weird, because I didn't know any better. But when she told me that there was a name for it, and then there's a community for it, that opened my eyes and my world to like this whole new opportunity of relaxation for not only myself, but I said, I definitely want to do that. Like, I want to give people the same feeling that I've had the pleasure of feeling just by living day to day. So when she started, I started shortly after. I saw a few of her videos, and I was like, let's do this. And the great thing about me and my best friend is that we always help each other. Like, we see each other as equals and we always help each other to grow. So I feel like wherever I'm at, she's always matching that elevation and vice versa. So it's really great. And that's where it started. And the rest is history. You guys have been with me for it all. And it's just getting better and better. So I'm so happy about that. Now, the next question is from somebody with the name Lucy. 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 The question is, am I married and do I plan on having kids? I am not married. I'm not married. I do have a boyfriend. We've been together for a while. I love him very much. We do not have kids. I don't have kids yet. But of course, I want kids. I want at least 3. But let's see how I feel after the first one comes. And I say that because I don't know the pain of a mother that they have to endure when having the child. So I'm just gonna say I would like to have 3. If I'm blessed with 1, I'm okay with 1. I always wanted to adopt though. I always felt in my heart that I would like to adopt. So I see that in my future. I hope to be able to adopt. And yeah, I think that that's something that I definitely would do. So thank you for your question, Lucy. I love Lucy. The next question is from Amber. And Amber is asking me for relationship and love advice. So she's single, she's focused on loving herself, which makes me so happy. Good for you, Amber. And she says she feels like no one is out there with good intentions, and I totally feel this. I understand it. So Amber, love advice. I just want to say, for one, you are on the right track. Loving yourself is the best journey, and also it's something that's everlasting. This journey is an ongoing thing. You're going to always continue to have to love on yourself. Self-care doesn't just end where you feel like you've made it to this place of self-confidence. You have to continue to walk in that every single day. So I'm so proud of you for doing that right now in your solitude, in your single life. When it comes to love advice for relationships, I think that it's important to remember that you have to have an open heart to love. The fact that you're opening your heart to yourself leaves your heart open to the possibility of letting love in from other people. So that's great. You're on the right path. What I would say when it comes to trusting others, trust that there are good people out there. I know that it's hard, it's easier said than done, being that we have experience, we have past experiences of people hurting us, right? And when that happens, it's hard to keep that door open to that possibility of love and genuine connection with another person. But I want you to understand that not everyone is out there to hurt you, and even the people that hurt you, maybe that wasn't their intention. Hurt people, and I say that because it's so true. When you're in a place of hurt and when you're so connected and deeply rooted in your past experiences, if they're negative, unfortunately, it's hard for you to give good love onto others because you're working on figuring out how to love yourself. So if you've experienced that with other people, I want you to just learn to forgive, and forgiving others for that will also help you in your discovery for self-love as well. And it also closes that door to the hurt, and it just says enough to that. You know, you want to welcome in new ideas, new relationships, new love, and you want to let go of the past, and the past hurts. So what I would say is continue in the love that you have built for yourself. You're doing great. I think it's beautiful that you're focusing on yourself. You know, being single does not equate to being unlovable. You are still lovable. You're still beautiful. You don't need another person to make you any of those beautiful things that you already are. So keep focusing on yourself. And honestly, as cliche as it is, guys, love comes when you're not looking. I hated hearing that, especially when I was like fiending for love. I used to wish and pray for love to just knock on my door, and it wasn't until I wasn't looking that I received it. So as hard as that is to swallow, it's a hard pill to swallow. I hope that you take it and understand where I'm coming from when I tell you that as long as you're focusing in on yourself, everything else is gonna fall into place. So that's it. Focus on yourself. The rest follows. Everything that you want to attain is coming to you, but you have to keep connected to self and connected to that heart of yours. Keep nurturing you, and everything is gonna work out. Okay? I know that you're gonna get the best of the best love, Amber, and everybody else that's listening. Now, next question. Okay, so the next two questions are from Maria. Maria is one letter away from Mariah. So her question is, how did you become such a positive and spiritual person? So Maria, I became a positive and spiritual person. I feel like I was always a positive person. I feel like there has been many times in my life where I've lost touch of that. But when I was a kid, I went through a lot of things that, you know, some people would allow to make them bitter or to make them really hesitant to get close to others. And I think that from a young age, I realized that though there are people out there that can hurt you, you can be better. And I feel like I was always a very trusting child, sometimes to a fault, many times to a fault. But I think what that taught me was that despite my trials, despite the things that I went through, I would always rise above. And I learned that from a young age. So I think that the positivity came from being courageous and pressing forward despite the things that I've been through. And I think that realizing that you don't have to become your enemies, you don't have to become the people that hurt you, realizing that you can be resilient, realizing that you can overcome, realizing that there are people that want to see you win, that want to see you succeed, that want to see you happy, realizing that you can be that person for yourself really helped me to overcome things that otherwise would feel impossible to overcome. And when I was a teenager, I had a lot of insecurities, and it was very hard for me to overcome those insecurities. So for a while I was really dark, and it was all internalized, and I always continued to be that person that people would come to for advice and come to for, you know, love and, you know, just motivation. I was always somebody that was giving. And I realized that giving to others is great, but once you give to yourself, you can balance that give and take. So you give some and you take some for yourself, right? So I learned to balance out what I give and what I receive from myself, and really tapping into self-love and realizing how important self-care is was one of the biggest factors. And I think I want to say I became this positive and spiritual being in my 20s. And you know, the positivity was from a kid, but the spirituality aspect of it really just came all together and combined. As a teenager, I started to enlighten myself and realize who I was and how powerful you can be when you love yourself, when you believe in yourself. And I think that working on self-love and self-discovery and just being on that journey in my 20s really helped me to be the person that I am today. It wasn't easy. I had many ups and downs like everybody, but I do want to say that just realizing and keeping our eyes on the prize, that tunnel vision for just self-love, and realizing that it's okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to go through things and sometimes feel like you're gonna give up, but realizing that you don't have to, realizing that you can be there for yourself, realizing that you can show up for yourself, that really helped me to stay positive. And also just realizing the influence I have on other people. So even with this community, for example, knowing that what I have to say is valuable to certain people. Is it going to reach everybody? Is it going to resonate with everybody? No. You know, there's going to be some people that love you, absolutely adore you, and there's going to be some people that can't stand you for whatever reason. I used to care so much about that. I used to care too much about the percentage of people that didn't like me, because I wanted to understand why. Why don't you like me? But then I realized that that's not important. That's not what life is about. Life is about what you can do for yourself and for others. How can you be a better person for yourself? And what can you contribute to the world and others and their lives that, you know, you can affect? How are you affecting them? Are you affecting them in a good way or a bad way? You want to make sure that you're doing good onto the world and onto others, because if you want to receive that light, that blessing from the universe, from the world, you want to make sure that you're giving that energy as well. So again, it's all about that balance. Okay, is it easy? No. Am I always positive? No. I would be lying if I told you that every single day I woke up and I was so happy to go to work or whatever have you. It's hard, but it's a journey worth pursuing. It's a lifestyle worth living, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So I hope that answers your question. Maria, you asked me why did I start my ASMR channel. So as you guys know from what I answered from Machine Gun Ken, I love ASMR. I didn't even know what ASMR was. But I knew that I was experiencing it since I was a kid. Then my best friend also let me in on it and gave me the name for it. And I decided to start my channel because I always wanted to help people in my life. I always felt like that was my purpose. And I didn't know what was going to come of this channel. I didn't know if I was ever going to get to 100 followers. I just kind of winged it. My first video was in my boyfriend's parents' house. I didn't have a mic set up. I had my makeup done, my eyelashes, my fake eyelashes, my falsies were coming out of my eyes. Every time I batted them, they were moving further and further from my eye. It was on a hot summer day, and I just said, you know what, I'm gonna post it, because the message that I had was from my heart. I posted it. It was a soft-spoken, lo-fi video, and here we are today, a year later, and my channel is growing, and you guys are incredible. You guys are family to me. I'm monetized. Like, what? Are you kidding me? I love you guys. And again, like, these are the things in my life that I I'm like close to tears and I get really sensitive, so you guys don't know this, but I cry for everything. And it's not tears of sadness. I'm usually crying for tears of joy. If I feel relation to something that I'm watching on TV, I cry because I'm like, oh my god, life is just so beautiful. Like, everybody is connected in some way. Like, this is how I think, guys. So forgive me for my glossy eyes right now. But yes, Maria, I loved your question. Thank you for asking. That's why I started my ASMR channel, and I want to thank you for being a part of it in my community. Now, Crystal is the next question. CRYSDAL, Crystal or Crystal. So Crystal wants to know, what motivated you to become the wonderful life coach that you are today? First of all, thank you for saying that. Gosh, because I actually, what motivated me was this pandemic, because I sat here in my house with my anxiety on an all-time high, feeling alone, and it hit me. I'm not the only person feeling this way, and I know that I can rise above it. I know that I can get out of it, but there's some people in this world that don't know that they can rise above it. There's some people in this world that don't know that they can overcome this feeling of overwhelmed anxiety or sadness, this feeling of being alone. There's some people that don't know that they can come out of that, and that was the biggest motivation. It's like, I always wanted to be somebody that influenced, inspired, motivated somebody to get out of a bad situation and into a better one, and life coaching was that for me. I felt like I could reach people in that way. Being an ear for somebody who feels alone, being somebody that someone can confide in, it's so beautiful and it's so important, and a lot of times people don't feel like they have that person. So I dedicated myself to being that person for people that felt like they needed that. And is my life coaching business where I want it to be? No, I just started, during the pandemic. I started taking clients in June, and not even in July. I've had 6 so far, lovely, lovely people, and I've been able to help them with some of the things that they've been going through. And again, it's just about planting the seed. It's about being that ear. It's about loving the person, being empathetic, and understanding where they're coming from. Even if you maybe don't agree with everything that they say, maybe you guys have different point of views. That's a beauty in life. We're all so different, but so much alike. And that's what I love about this. I love about connecting with my clients. I love it so much. And it melts me inside when I'm speaking to somebody and they're brought to tears, and just being able to express themselves, that relief that they feel, that release that they feel, it means the world to me. So Crystal, to answer your question, that's what motivated me. It's knowing that you can plant a seed just by listening, just by being there and present with somebody. And I always want to let people know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, because there were moments in my life where I didn't feel like there was. And I thank God and the universe that I'm able to stand here or sit here with you guys and tell you that there is one. Because I think that if I can overcome the things that I've been through in my life, so can you. So yeah, that's why. Thank you for your question, and thank you for your compliment. It means the world. And the last question on my list is from Andrew, ANDREW. Andrew asks, how do you overcome a fear of failure? Okay, so this is a great question. How do I overcome a fear of failure? I try not to think about the possibility of failing. I'm somebody who struggles with anxiety, so my anxieties are very different from like the anxiety that some people might feel about failure or not being able to succeed, or some people have anxiety in money. My anxieties lie in just like the outside world. I get really nervous to leave my apartment sometimes, and this is like just really like a lot of information. I don't really share that kind of stuff with you guys, but I think it's important because a lot of people are living with anxiety and too ashamed to talk about it, but let's talk about it. When it comes to failure or the idea of failing and that fear, don't even give it any energy. So I just want to apologize because my phone actually died, and I was recording the video right before going to my MMA class. So to tell you guys the truth, this is me after my class, and obviously I look different, my hair is different, I'm sweaty, I am gross, but I wanted to continue the video and keep that momentum going right as soon as I got home. So here's me. So I was answering Andrew's question, and that was, how do I overcome the fear of failure? And what I think about failure is, fear is most of the time based on things that haven't yet happened, right? So to me, I think, or it's like a fear of the unknown, right? So you shouldn't be fearful of something that hasn't happened yet. Instead, you should try your best to succeed, right? So instead of focusing and giving all your energy to the possibility of failing, give yourself and all of your energy to the possibility of succeeding, to basically saying to yourself, it's already in the bag, you know? I think that that's really important. I think that not enough times do we do that. We kind of sell ourselves short, we second guess ourselves. There's so many times that we doubt our capabilities, but we are so able, and you know, we're capable of so many beautiful things. So it's like, give yourself the opportunity to prove to yourself that you can do these things, that you are capable, instead of just, you know, putting yourself down before you even try. And that's how I help myself to not even give failure a thought. I don't even give it a chance to come into my mind, because I'm just like, nah, that's not even an option. That's not what I do. I don't do that. I don't fail. And you just have to realize that you can overcome that. You know, fear does not belong to you. These negative thoughts, they don't belong to you. You know, your God or the universe did not create you to have those negative thoughts overwhelm you. So just knowing that that is something that does not belong to you, it should help you to just realize that it's a temporary feeling, and just let it go, release it. Say, no, you're not welcome here. You know, failure is not an option. I know that I can do it. Give yourself the chance to prove yourself. And yeah, that's what I do. And it's not to say that I'm perfect at everything that I do. It's not even to say that I even reach the goals that I might set for myself. But in trying, you reach different goals. You find a new goal. You find a new destination, you know. Some things that we think are meant for us aren't. And we learn that in just trying. You try again. You fall, you try again. And that's what I think. So don't look at it as a loss. Don't look at it as failure. Look at it as like, okay, I'm trying so hard, and there's something else that's better there waiting for me. So yeah, I hope that helps. Okay, so last question is from my sister, who I mentioned in the beginning of the video. If you guys are still watching and you watched the whole video and you listened to all my answers to the questions, I want to thank you so much for sticking in with me, sticking it out with me, excuse me. And her question was, what is my Sunday playlist? What are like the top 5 songs that I listen to? And man, I don't really have a top 5 song playlist, and if anything, I kind of listen to different artists, but I'll give you guys my top 5 artists. So let's see. So number 1, Teyana Taylor all day. I love Teyana Taylor. She's one of my favorite artists right now. She's been my favorite artist for a good minute. Number 2, Drake. You already know. I love Drake so much. He is my Scorpio twin with the same moon sign in Cancer. So I love Drake. Number 3, Justin Bieber. Not old Justin Bieber, newer Justin Bieber with the new album that he released. I love Justin, his album top to bottom, really good. Let's see. Lately I've been listening to them 3 the most. I've been kind of listening to Beyonce again, like her older music, like kind of just a mixture of her music. Brown Skin Girl is one of my favorite songs right now. And my favorite song from my girl Teyana Taylor is Friends. From Justin is That's What Love Is. And then Drake, oh my god, all of them. I love Drake. My favorite Drake song from his new album is Desires. It's so good. And then let me see one more artist for y'all. Gosh, I listen to everybody, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint. But lately I've been listening again to Sam Smith. I'm not really a fan of his newest singles like that. It kind of has to grow on me after listening to it every, like, so often. But I love singing with Sam Smith. So like if I'm in a mood to sing on a Sunday, which I usually am, I'll listen to Sam Smith's albums and just sing with him and imagine that we're on stage together. So I hope that helps. I love you guys so much, and that was a little bit more into my life. If you guys have any other questions for me, you can drop them below. I told you guys I'm willing to answer all of your questions. And yeah, I hope that you found this video to be entertaining and relaxing, and I hope you feel like, you know, it would be a little bit more. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you soon.